everybody! Hopefully you've already watched the first video, which is our story, Why is Blue Dog Blue? And the artwork in Why is Blue Dog Blue is inspired by artist George Rodriguez. And he loved to draw this blue dog. And sometimes the blue dog was not blue. And there's not very many blue dogs in the world. So when he was drawing his blue dog in different colors, he would decide a color and he would use different tints, tones, and shades of that same color or different values of the same color to make his image have color. So we're going to talk about tints, tones, shades, and value before we get started on our project. There's two other videos that you can watch. In kindergarten, first and second grade have one video, and fourth and fifth grade have two about value. So if you want to check those out before you get started with this one, you can too. All right, did you think about what kind of material you wanted to use? You could pause the video and go get it if you'd like, if you want to work along with me, or you can wait until after the video. It's up to you. I decided I wanted to use oil pastels because they mix really well. If you don't have oil pastels at home, that's okay. You can use crayons, you can use color pencils, whatever you like. You can even use markers. All right, the first thing you're gonna do for this project is you are going to use a toy. Pick a toy. I'm deciding that I'm going to use Birthday because Birthday is fun. I like Birthday. He's my favorite toy and he's really fun to draw. But I like bright colors and Birthday's not a bright color, so this project is perfect. I get to decide, just like in the story, there's no real blue dogs. George Rodriguez chose to make his dog blue. I thought about making Otto my toy or my pet for this project, but he doesn't sit still. And artists love to draw things that sit still for them. Birthday's very good at sitting still. So I'm gonna have Birthday sit still instead of Otto. If you wanna draw your pet, that's totally fine. If you have your pet in your mind and you'd like to draw your pet in your mind instead of having them sit in front of you, that's okay too. You get to decide what kind of art materials you want to use and if you want to draw a toy or a pet. I'm going to draw a toy and it's going to be Birthday. All right, so I'm going to set up Birthday in front of me like this so he can sit still and be comfortable. And I need a pencil to start with. We always start with pencil. Remember why? Eraser. And even though we're not in the art room right now, I would like you to practice writing your name and your class on the back of your paper. So I'm gonna write Miss Forslund because that's my name. And then I'm gonna flip my paper over. Oh, but I forgot my class. What class am I? I'm all the classes, so I'm gonna write all the classes. But you could write KA, KB, all the classes. And then I'm gonna turn my paper over, put my other papers aside, and I'm gonna draw Birthday. Sometimes artists like to decide, should I go upwards or sideways? You decide what will fit your toy or pet the best, because we wanna draw big. So I'm gonna draw this way, I think, because Birthday will fit the best. And whenever we draw something we've never drawn before, we wanna draw using light pencil marks and think about the simple shapes. Birthday's a lot of circles and ovals, I think. So I'm gonna start with a circle for the head, and then I'm gonna think about his body. So I'm gonna do the head and the body first, always. His body kind of looks more like a rectangle-ish to me. So I'm gonna draw his body, and then maybe his legs are sort of rectangle-y, and this leg is sort of rectangle-y, and he's got sort of a rectangle and sort of a rectangle, and maybe some rectangle-y sort of ears. So does it look exactly like Birthday? No. But I started out with some simple shapes and you can barely see them because I drew so light just in case I made a mistake and needed to erase. All right, so now that I have my pencil lines, now I can think about the details of Birthday, like his trunk and his tusks and maybe his feet, the shape and the direction that his feet go. So I'm gonna draw his feet. So there's sort of that foot. Oh, his arm kind of goes more like that. There's a tusk here, Oop, and then there's kind of, there we go. And that's rounded, not square. And I can erase the parts that I don't need anymore. And maybe they won't smudge as much because I drew very lightly with my pencil. So I'm gonna erase the parts I don't need. And maybe draw in parts that I didn't get very well the first time. Something like that. Okay, so now I have a little bit more detail. Now I get to choose my color, any color from the rainbow that we're going to use. And if you're using oil pastels, paints, or even crayons or colored pencils, also pull out a white, a gray, and a black. So I'm gonna get my different tints, tones, and shades of my same color. So I'm gonna get out gray, black, and white. And we all know Miss Forslund's favorite color is yellow, but today I think I'm gonna go for green. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go for green. So I'm gonna get out this nice bright green. You can choose all the other greens too. So I'm gonna choose my other green, another green, all my greens. Ooh, there's even a light green, ooh, fun. So I have my blacks, whites, and grays. We also have another word for those, if you remember. It starts with an N, neutral. So neutral colors would be black, white, gray, and brown. You can use black, white, gray, and brown too for your drawing. I'm gonna start, and I don't always do this, but I'm gonna start by outlining my elephant's toy with black. Mostly so that you guys can see. You don't have to do this part if you don't want to. I'm gonna outline my drawing so you can see it better. So now I have my drawing and you can see it a little bit better. Now I get to color in everything with just my green colors. I can mix if I want because I'm using oil pastels, but I'm gonna color in all in green. So you can see I've started to color in birthday a little bit. I'm thinking about all the lightest parts that birthday has and the darkest parts, and thinking about how I can mix in my tints and my tones and my shades to make that work for my drawing. Oil pastels tend to break, and they tend to sometimes have other colors on them, but I'm not too worried about that. I'm just mostly trying to keep it all as the colors that it needs to be. So, because remember, George Rodriguez, he was experimenting, and we experiment a lot in artwork. If you wanted to make 3 or 4 drawings in different colors, you totally can. For kindergarten, 1st, and 2nd grade, this week, because we're starting things out, you get to decide. I'm requiring 1, but you get to decide if you want to make more. If you want to make more, I love it. Go for it. So I'm coloring in Birthday's face. And I'm thinking about the lightest parts. Because I have a lamp up here, I'm going to look for the lightest parts and make those light parts the lightest parts of birthday too. I didn't end up using all of my greens. I used most of them, but I ended up using this green, a little bit of this green, and my light green. So you can kind of see I already have 4 different values, and then I had more values that I mixed with my white and black. I didn't even use my gray, and I have so many different values of the same color on my birthday picture. So you can see I chose the light values for Birthday's tummy and the tip of his little trunk, and his tusks and the bottoms of his feet. Everywhere that it's white, I used the lightest values I could. And the darkest shadowy bits of his beak parts, I was able to add the darkest values of green to make Birthday. Do you like Birthday? Okay. All right, so kindergarten. Once you have kindergarten, 1st and 2nd grade, once you have your toy all colored in, or your pet, this is your foreground. For your background, all the other space, you can put in whatever you want. I might decide to make a color in the background that makes birthday stand out really, really bright. So, what would be the most different from green? Do you remember? Think about it. I think the most different from green that would make birthday stand out the most is different tones, tints, and shades of red. So I'm gonna add some red. But because Miss Forslund said that you can do whatever you want in the background, maybe I'll add some red to my background and then decide to use some other colors too. Ooh, you know how much I love rainbows. It's looking a little bit rainbow in my background. It's pretty exciting. But notice how I'm not using any green for my background. What would happen if I would use green in my background? Would you be able to see birthday better? Would it be harder to see birthday? If you want to try, you can try. I think it's going to make birthday not stand out as much. And since that's the thing that I spent the most time drawing, I'm not going to make any green marks in my background so that birthday stands out really, really bright. So now I have almost all my background filled, and I went super fast. You can take your time and move a little bit slower, especially for your background, so that you don't color over your awesome drawing that you started. You can use whatever materials you like. Just make sure that your toy or pet that you drew is all tints, tones, and shades, all different values of the same color. So what color is birthday? Green. Why is birthday green? Why is Blue Dog blue? If you would like to check out more things about George Rodriguez, he was a great advocate for having arts in schools. So art and music in schools. So you can check him out on the internet. All right, kindergarten, first and second grade, that's all for now.